It's been a long time since I actually worked on these Speargun stocks. So the next step will be to cut a pocket here where the Dyneema stop will fit. So something close to this, but obviously below. So I'm gonna set up the machine to do that, and then I'll show you how I did it. So very quickly, I just want to show you the setup that I have here. Everything is pretty much ready to go. I have the piece or the stock clamped in the vise. I also indicated the stop face as best as I could, and everything is resting on this piece of wood to keep this as close as possible to being level. So now I'll turn the machine on and start cutting it. So I just roughed out this, and I'm just taking some dimensions, and it's still a little bit away from the final size. So now I slowly start cutting just on the sides to get this pocket. I keep calling it a pocket, but it's more a channel in the center, and also on the right dimension for the Dyneema stop to fit in. I know by the dimensions that I took that once I have roughly 18 millimeters from this edge to the outside edge, this middle groove should be on size. So I'm roughly 18.1, so I'll start working on this side now because this should be very close. Okay, I think I'm on size. It's a little bit loose, but it's okay, because once I finish this with epoxy or a varnish, it will build up some thickness, so this distance will be reduced. So I think for now I'm gonna leave it like this. So now I'll deepen the bottom about the thickness of the material, 2 millimeters. I'm checking the depth, and it actually looks pretty good, because this bottom, it's sitting just a little bit below this groove for the spear shaft, which is good. Unfortunately, two corners chipped off, like this one here and this one here, so I have to glue this back or build up the corner with a mixture of epoxy and sawdust. So now the next step will be to drill the mounting holes for the Dyneema stop. Before I start drilling these mounting holes for the Dyneema stop, I noticed that these holes here are sitting below this top face, and also the top of the shaft is pretty much flush to this top face. So I want everything to be higher, about something like this. It will look better and also function better. So to do that, I'm gonna remove 2 millimeters from this top face using this cutter, and then I'll go on the jointer and remove 2 millimeters from this top face also. Okay, much better. So now the holes are above this top face. I use this drill mounted upside down to locate the position of this first hole. So this way, once I know this position, I can use the center drill and the drill to drill all 3 holes. This piece of paper, it was just to keep this piece from moving around when I was locating this first hole. And also this little piece, just to move this piece a little bit back, so this way I will have a little bit of a gap in between the wood and this piece. And here it is one more time, just another close-up look at the Dyneema stop, all done. So now that I have the mounting holes, I'm gonna use these stainless steel screws and mount the Dyneema stop in position. Okay, all done. And now with the jointer, like I said before, I'm gonna cut off this top face. I'll start by cutting 2 millimeters, the same amount that I did on this area here, and then see how it looks. But I suspect I may need a little bit more, because I would like to have the shaft close to half of the diameter sticking out above this face. But I'll make that call once I do this first cut. Okay, it's not too bad. I don't know if you can see it, but I may, once I do this cut, I think I'm gonna just skim this face a little bit more, maybe another 1 millimeter or so. But for now, doesn't look too bad. Just a very quick update about cutting this top face. As you can see now, the shaft is sitting above. It's almost half of the diameter above this face. The only problem is that this material is so tough and the blades get so dull so quickly. And on the beginning I was making a little bit heavier cuts and that didn't work at all. Instead of cutting the wood, the blades would just tear the fibers away like they did here. So now I'm making very light cuts and feeding this through the jointer very slowly. On top of that, the motor got too hot and the safety switch was triggered, so the machine stopped, and I have to wait a little bit for the motor to cool down. So I'll carry on with this. I just have to finish from this area here up to this end here, and then this will be done. I have this metal bar that is very straight, and with this brush I put a little bit of this blue powder that it's used on these gadgets. I think they call this the blue line, and I'm using this bar to check how flat this top face is, because after I cut it I know that it's a little bit off. So now, by sliding without any pressure the stock against this metal bar, I can see where the higher spots are. So where the blue shows up, that's where the higher spot is, and let's say here and also at the end here there's no blue. So now I'll go on the belt sander and I keep removing a little bit at a time and checking it against that metal bar until I get blue everywhere from one end all the way up to the other end. There's a couple spots that are a little bit too high, like here and a little bit here around this area here. So now with the sanding block I should be able to more easily adjust these higher spots versus using the belt sander, which is very easy to remove material where it doesn't need to be removed. Okay, I think this will do it. Pretty much blue everywhere. Because one thing leads to another. Now to compensate the material that I cut from this top face, I have to recut this radius also. And I changed a little bit the design here. It will be the radius only up to the tangent point and then straight all the way to the back. So all of this material will be removed. To finish this cut, now I'll use the jointer, and this way I know that this face will be square to this one here. Okay, that will do it. Extending these cutouts for the rubber bands, it was a design change that I made once I finished the reels, because there's no need to have so much distance between the reel and the Dyneema anchor, and by moving it farther back, potentially it's also possible to increase a little bit the power of this spear gun, because this way almost the full length of the spear gun stock will be utilized to stretch the rubber bands. So now I still have to finish this because right now it's just roughed out, and then I will work on this side too. Looks good. And like I said before, one thing leads to another, and here's one more situation of that happening. Once I finished cutting these slots for the rubber bands, I now realize that I don't need to use this piece as the Dyneema anchor, because I can make the Dyneema anchor right here just by drilling a hole around here and then cutting a slot at an angle, and that will guide the line towards the lowest point. And not just the line, but also these rubber bands will be sitting lower, and that will create less resistance when turning the spear gun side to side in the water. It won't be by much, but it's always a good thing. So I'm going to start by changing the setup here and then drill the hole and cut the slot. And by the magic of this wonderful technology called video editing, what took me over half an hour to do for you was just a split second. So, ladies and gentlemen, turn on your engines. Sorry guys, I gotta go put something on a very safe place. Oh yeah, now I feel much better. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, that will do it. And once again, a fraction of a second for you and a lot longer for me to get this setup ready. But everything is ready to go. I'm gonna bring you closer so you can see better what I'm doing, and I'm gonna start cutting. I got a little bit of dynamic here just to try this. It looks really good. Let me bring you in so it will be easier to see. And now, okay, like this. I think this is gonna work. Sorry for cutting you off like this, but I'm gonna end this video here. But stay tuned because I've been editing more footage and shortly I will have one more video for you guys. I hope you liked this one here, and if you did, don't forget to give that big like and if possible write a comment. I try to answer all of them. I read all of them. I'm quite a bit behind on all their comments, but on the last video the response was so positive and I'm very humble receiving all your support and when I read your comments, and for that, thank you. If you're new here, I invite you to visit my channel, and if you like what you see in there, subscribe to it and also leave a like and write a comment. It's always a pleasure reading your wonderful comments that you guys all write. So for now, I gotta say thanks for watching my videos, and I'll see you next time on Mr. My Videos for You. Bye bye!